Hi everyone, I'm Echoes, I'm a VTuber, and I'll be going over episode 11 of Gundam GQuuuuuX, which pretty much it's called Alphaside. And yeah, so we continue where Albaku is destroyed by the Zeknova, right? So they're pretty much gone from what I can tell with that mass singularity, and then it just vanishes, right? And then we have the Rose of Sharon, and we have Nyaan here feels sick. I'm assuming it's maybe she's feeling Lala's distressed or not. I don't tell why, but she feels like somewhat like nauseous or not feeling well. I guess it's the effect of this being a more of an artificial Kira rather than a more natural one, perhaps. That's why she mentions it here. It's like it's so different from Shu-chan's Kira. So she notices that difference. And then she can see that she's trying to activate again to reach Shu-chan. Because she wants to, let's see. She wants to create an even bigger cure to get Shu-chan back. Only thing is that it looks like she's aiming at the Earth, which is kind of scary. It means that she could destroy a large part of the Earth in the process. It's pretty dangerous, not gonna lie. And she's like, who's that? Don't get in my way. Cooling sequence looks like it'll take a while before it can work again. And then you could see that Char's here. It's like, oh, so we now have two Alphasiders. He's referring to the GQuuuuuX and the G-Fred. So that's what fired this weapon. Who's in that? You see that they're fighting each other, trying to get, don't really knowing who they are. And you can see that here that Challia gave Machu some good advice. No matter how unpredictable bits all range attacks may appear, there are only a finite number of weapons and attacks. After all, the new types who control them are still human. So that means that they're still limited by human tendencies. So you can see that because Machu's able to dodge Nyan's attacks. And she's like, I got it. And then Nyan's like, don't tell me the pilot GQuuuuuX is. Like, she recognizes that's Machu. And she's like, why are you in there, Nyaan? And then you can see that Xavier is fighting against Challia. Is what they call all-range attack. You can see that Challia is destroying a lot of the Gyans. Forgive me, Lady Kycilia. New type forces. I think he says something afterwards. You're all strong, but I can't afford to hold back from defeating you. Yeah. So he's like, I gotta do whatever I gotta do, even kills people. Kurog is engaging the guards, Gyans in combat. Communication with Yomangthu. Control remains lost. Yeah, whose side is it coming on anyway? Linda Simmons, do you understand what's going on? And you can see that she's mentioning Commander's trying to eliminate Lady Kycilia for the sake of the coming era of new types, which is kind of interesting. It's very not. It's in a way, it's not that different than what Char from Unicorn technically wanted, or he may have believed in that, but maybe. Yeah, he did believe in destroying old humanity too. Allow the Zeon space noise to exist. But regardless, it can be, very extreme, of course. Sorry. I think I'm mixing it up. Sorry. Wrong. Let me redo what I said. So, kind of trying to eliminate Lady Kycilia, right? She's the one who wants to destroy all of old humanity. I think that's explained later. But in reality, what Challia specifically wants is that he wants to destroy, or he wants to kill Kycilia, who wants to destroy the Earth, essentially. He believes that because he wants to create a world where new types can freely exist, right? Without feeling like they're hindered or abused or by the higher up people. He wants them to live freely. That's fundamentally what he wants. And he recognizes that because two zombies, Kycilia and her brother, both want to take advantage of new types, he wants to get rid of them. I think that's a very logical conclusion to make. Like, what the hell is she talking about? And then it's just like, and then you can see Komali's interesting here. It says, true new types would never do something like that. So I guess it's because Komali believes that true new types can understand each other, even with their differences, so they technically would never want to destroy the Earth or do something super drastic, I guess. But Regardless, it's definitely an interesting point of view for her to have here. And you see that Machu Nyaan finds like why you can see that Nyan's like Machu's questioning her, Nyaan. Why do you disappear without even talking to me? Why do you become a Zeonpai and go to war? And then you see Nyan's like, what do you expect me to do? It just happened like that. Didn't you hear all those cries? I'm just feeling sick. You can see that you get the difference of their new type abilities here. Someone I don't know is messing with my head. I'll rescue Lala from the Rose of Sharon. Then you won't be able to use Mangfu to end either, Nyaan. Like, Lala, is that whose voice I've been hearing all this time? And then you can see that she gets launched by Machu, and then Machu's trying to do what she was told to do by Challia here, Rose of Sharon. You can see Challia flashback. When that time comes, please destroy the limited device for the Omega Psychommu. Together, you and the GQuuuuuX should be able to disrupt the Rose of Sharon's time freeze. And then what are you going to do? Soldiers have their own way of taking responsibility. You can see that, okay, I'm going to do what he originally said. I'll rescue Lala. And that's exactly what she does. She destroys the limiter using the gun that Challia gave her. And then you can see that the Omega Psychommu system goes into overdrive mode, which is pretty cool. And using its full power, she gets like these weird like energy things near her limbs, which is pretty cool. And she goes in trying to rescue Lala in this case. Nobody can interfere with the inside of the Rose of Sharon because of the time freeze. And then Nyan's like, stop it. And you can see she grabs that item and then she rips it off. It's essentially, I'm assuming like all these attachments are limiters to the Rose of Sharon. So by removing one, it could do more of its original capabilities. And you can see Nyaan and Machu get launched out of that area, and you can see that Xavier and Challia are fighting. Lady Kycilia has new types future in mind, even you ought to recognize that. And then you can say, and for that reason, you're willing to destroy the people living on Earth? And you can see Challia's not an unreasonable person in this case. He's like he believes in new types, but doesn't believe that all of the Earth people should die in the process. Who think that's even possible? Oh yeah, she could do it. Yeah, this Yumangfu may bring that into reality. So what he believes is that Kycilia will use the Yumangfu / Rose of Sharon to destroy the Earth. That's essentially what she wants. Lady Kycilia will execute that plan without a moment's hesitation. Then you can see that Machu crashes somewhere. And then she sees Shuji here. And he's leading her out. Like, what are you trying to say to Shuji? She can't hear him because I guess he's on the other side now, or at least doesn't have a physical body in this case. But yeah, she's following him out. And see, Nyaan notices him too. You can see that he's leading them to like a theater in a very iconic environments in this case. You can see that someone talks, so you've shown him after all, which is Lady Kycilia, who's hiding in the dark. A reason that we eventually meet by setting this operation in motion. To think you're hitting yourself among the Yumangfu development staff. You're as bold as ever. Char Aznable. Or rather, young Casval. You see that he shows himself by pulling up his hair. Your Excellency, Lady Kycilia. Then we get the halfway mark. You join the military seeking revenge against us, the Zabi family. But surely you also believe in your father Daekun's ideals, and if the reformation of humanity lies in space. That is why the old human race that clings to Earth must be purged. So yeah, she does want to. This confirms that she wants to destroy she wants to destroy the Earth. Don't you desire that more than anyone? I recognize new types to be insightful and compassionate. Who's that with Lady Kycilia? Because Nyan's wondering. Zeon is already in my hands. And together we shall forge a new world. There's a providence in this world of which your excellency is unaware. So I guess he mentions that there's some sort of higher power at work here. I needed the Rose of Sharon and the Red Gundam to carry out this plan. But now the Gundam G Fred and its pilot are in my possession. See, your absence does not concern me, Char. She's like, I'm gonna kill you because I don't need you. And then you can see Machu comes in from the ceiling, hits her head, and somehow is fine. I guess the lower gravity saved her from getting a concussion. And then you can see that Nyaan comes in through the wall. And you can see that Char, let's see. You can see that Char grabs Machu and grabs her out, and then you can see that they're falling, with Char preventing her from getting hit too hard. But you saved me, you have my gratitude. You must be the pilot of the Gundam GQuuuuuX, aren't you? It's like, what? Who are you? It's like, the scent kind of reminds me of Shuji? Kinda? Kind of interesting. And you can see that they're watching the Zeknova phenomenon happen here. And then you can see that Char gains his uniform. He's like, what? Red Zan uniform, Red Zan officer's uniform. Are you Char, the Red Comet? Even this, it seems to be fated to occur. This must be how she remembers me. And then the Red Gundam appears. Like, they're looking for Shuji, but he's not there. Where's Shuji? Shuji Ito, you mean? How do you know Shuji, if I may ask? He proved to be far more of a new type than I had anticipated. Perhaps it was no mere chance that he appeared before me. But he's been possessed by the girl sleeping inside the rose. I go, what? But one side, and then he also asks her if she likes Shuji, and then he mentions, but one-sided affection can make the other person feel trapped. She was never meant to exist in this world. I will make sure that she disappears. What do you mean? And then you can see that he doesn't explain, just leaves, because reasons, I guess. And then you can say that Nyaan is like, are you alright? What are you doing here? What about the operation? I don't know, but I'm not feeling well. And she's like, endure, then discomfort. Once it's over, no one can hold you back, and you shall have true freedom. And she's like, freedom? Like she said, she started this operation because of the man she was talking to earlier. See that Machu's here. It's like, is that the one from earlier? Get away, Machu. And you can see that she's about to shoot, and then you can see that Nyaan shoots her in this case, because she didn't want her to shoot Machu. It's like, damn, you like, and you can tell she didn't mean to, but it was definitely a reflex move. And you can see that now she tries to kill her, but then the G-Fred protects her and she's able to escape. Mobile armor intended solely for new types. Outfitted with an Alpha-type Psychommu system. Was once in development. And the Alpha-type Psychommu was installed on this Red Gundam instead. And yet the unbuilt mobile armor is here. Even though there should only be one in existence. The Rose Girl to induce Zeknovas in this world. Wait one sec, he has a good explanation here. The two Psychommus are resonating. And it's an instability that causes the Rose Girl to induce Zeknovas in this world. And you see that Machu comes in, it's like, she's precious to the Shuji, don't hurt, I'm going to protect her. And then some sort of phenomenon happens here. It's like, what is that? And then Shuji pops up. And you can see that Lala wakes up here. And he's like, impossible. You see, like, now what? And then you can see Komali is explaining, like, this is the beginning of a real Zeknova. The real what? And then you can see Xavier and Challia of the Sea. Like, what is this? Am I seeing Minosky particles glowing? The energy emitted from the interactions of Minosky particles. Let's see. As a new type, you may have seen this sight before. Inside this phenomenon induced by Zeknova, a new type's cognitive abilities will reach their peak. And you see he's using his ability to find Lady Kycilia, which he finds her at some point. So that's what this is about. You can see now they're fighting because Xavier's like, you can't kill Lady Kycilia even though she wants to destroy the Earth. And then Charlie's like, I'm going to survive and kill Lady Kycilia so the Earth can be, you know, saved. It's very interesting. Pretty cool fight regardless. Appreciate you saved my life at side 6, but no wish to kill a new type of caliber if it can be avoided. So he's not trying to kill him in the process at the very least. And their fight's left indefinite. Kycilia's here, she's wounded. What happened to you? Like light, and she's like, more importantly, what's this light? And then you can see that some sort of phenomenon's happening. There's no doubt that Zeknova is occurring. However, this Zeknova is unlike anything that's been observed before. Believe that a Zeknova is a phenomenon where the boundaries between universes break down and energy exchange occurs. Okay. 3 Zeknovas have been observed in the past at Solomon, side 6, and Al Baku. In all 3 cases, mass energy flowed from our side to the other one. But this is the opposite. Energy is flowing in from the other side. He's like, what are you saying? I don't know how Kamalio knows all this. I don't know if she's just there for the sake of the narrative or plot or info dumping, but I think she's helping give some explanations at the very least. See that Shuji's here. He's like, I just don't want her to get hurt, that's all. I feel likewise. However, the Rose Girl continues to distort this world. Then we must set it right. She's doing all this to protect you, though. And then I think Char says something in response, one sec. But that's all over now. And he's like, who are you? Let's see. Well, he says it's pretty important. I've come from the other side. To end this world that she created. And you see that we get the RX coming in. And then the episode ends. We also get some really retro music, which is pretty cool here. And then the preview for the last one. It's also this ending song is supposedly like made from the visual series. So that's a good reference. You change your destiny on the other side of time. So this song seems to be quite important regarding the plot. You see, like, you can see we get the preview is the end of the world, or can we overcome the fate of new types? Next time, final episode, that's why I. Let's go GQuuuuuX. So yeah, that's the whole thing so far. I don't know, just a really interesting episode. We get Machu meeting Char, Nyaan and Machu fighting a bit, get some important plot relevant stuff of why, maybe implying who Shuji is, so we still don't really know who he is, to be honest. We get Lady Kycilia's motivation, Challia's motivations are confirmed. We also get glad that Shuji comes back, and Nyaan, can't go back to Kycilia because she shot her. I think she did just out of impulse. I don't think she did it like consciously. She did because she didn't want Machu to get shot or killed because she didn't do anything wrong, right? But yeah, but regardless, now with the RX in, I wonder what they're going to do because what I'm assuming, I don't know who Shuji is. We still don't really know. He is probably from the same world as this Lala, which is why they're kind of bound together. So what I'm assuming is the case. But we'll probably hopefully get that answer next episode. But what I'm assuming is happening is that, as you know, in the original general timeline, Lala always exists, right? But Char always dies. So what I think is that Lala created this Zeknova phenomenon to prevent Char from dying in the first place, which is why they mentioned like she wanted to protect you. But then Shuji's like, that's not the case anymore. He wants to destroy this timeline, right? Then I don't know how that's going to work, but what I think is that because Shuji wants to destroy the timeline, he brought the RX from that universe, right, to kill this Char so that the timeline's right again. It's assuming what's the case, but I don't know. We'll have to see how things go, but it's definitely a really interesting sort of revelation, kind of like all these timely shenanigans are a little confusing, not gonna lie, but I will say that it's definitely kind of interesting how there's a lot of players getting involved, and we'll hopefully get a conclusive finale X episode, because it feels like we got almost all the pieces together. We're missing a few left, complete the whole picture. So I'm hoping we get that next episode. Hopefully you get a confirmation of who Shuji is, because we still don't know who he is. We just know that he's probably from the other side of the universe, or different universe. Probably the Lala, who's the Rose in this case. I'm assuming this Char, I'm pretty sure, is this universe's Char, because he seemed to have traveled back and forth somehow. How, I don't really know, but he traveled to the other universe and came back, perhaps, during the Zeknova and all that stuff. So, I don't know. I'm in the, now with the RX being involved, I'm assuming Amuro finally comes in, and we'll see how it resolves. So if Amuro will kill Char in this timeline to fit, you know, the general tendency of all the timelines, or if Char is able to survive in the end and someone else dies in the process, and I don't know. But yeah, regardless, really interesting stuff for sure. It's definitely a little bit confusing, but we'll see how things go, because what matters the most is whether it could properly end. If it's not able to properly end, that would be a problem, but I hope that's not the case. So yeah. Anyway, that's all from me, and thanks for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day.